Hi, my name is Bikash Aryal. I'm currently living in Mississauga, Ontario. I came here in Canada in January 2022. I completed my bachelor degree in computer science and information technology back in my country, Nepal, from New Summit College, which is affiliated to Tribhuvan University. I'm from a small country where the highest peak in the world lies, that is Mount Everest, and the birthplace of Gautam Buddha. I have 3+ years experience in network engineer, and I'm currently working here in Mississauga at the UPS store as a graphic designer and sales associate. I would like to thank our professor Anna Tang for giving this opportunity to record the interview questions for the assignment. I'm so thankful to her, and we have 4 questions in the interview session. The first question is tell me about your proudest moment in your professional or student career and why it was meaningful to you. So I'm going to answer this question. So, reviving about my proudest moment in my professional career, it was back in Nepal, where I was working at the largest news corporation of Nepal, that is Gorkhapatra Corporation. I joined Gorkhapatra as an intern in 2017, and after 6 months, they gave me a full-time job opportunity there. So my journey of work career as a network engineer starts from here. So, though it was the largest news corporation of Nepal, the system and IT infrastructure was outdated. There were simple routers, there were no gigabit switches, there were no firewall, there were no good server. It was the server name is IBM, and everything is outdated. The wires and cables are Cat 5 cables, and I I recommended I made a proposal to change every infrastructure in this organization. So I proposed my proposal to the board of directors and head of IT department of Gorkhapatra Corporation. And after explaining everything, we need to update our infrastructure in this new technology world, and without this we cannot sustain our future ahead. So I explained everything to them and they agreed upon my proposal, and they want to invest more than 30 lakhs Nepalese rupees in the IT infrastructure. So we buy the server name Dell T440. Instead of IBM server, it was very old server. So we changed the router is Sophos firewall. Um, and we also buy MikroTik routers, and we buy Cisco switches. We changed the whole wiring cables of Gorkha Corporation by Cat 6 cables. So we changed a complete IT infrastructure with new devices and new configuration. Previously, there were so many issues like internet issues, server issues, file sharing, and Wi-Fi problems. After the change we did in IT infrastructure, there were no issues of internet, file sharing, VPN connection, etc. Even the manager and my colleague also praise my contribution as well as I feel proud seeing myself growing professionally. Still, they ask me for suggestions when any problem arises. I not only get praised for the work, but I earn lifelong connections, and I feel so proud of myself that I did this to this organization because it is a government organization and I'm a part of it. I always feel proud uh, about my experience sharing in Gorkha Patra Corporation. And thank you so much. So the second question is tell me about a time when you made a mistake and how you handle it. So yeah, we made a lot of mistakes in our life. So one of my mistakes that I want to remember is that I'm currently working as a graphic designer and sales associate in the UPS Store 50 in Medwell Town Center Circle. Uh, so we do a lot of shipments there. We do uh, mailbox services. We do printings. We do business card. We do flyers, brochure, everything. So people come there to print, to do shipping, to do international shipping, to do domestic shippings. So one customer came when I was in the store, and he brought chocolates, cookies, chips, and some clothes, and he wants to send those items to the US from UPS. So I brought a box back in my inventory, and I packed everything in the box, and I shipped it. I enter all the datas, the sender details, the receiver details, and I shipped it. I charged him only for the shipping, and he left the store. Unfortunately, I forgot to charge him about the box. So I made this mistake, and later my manager, after some time, manager asked me why you didn't charge for the box, and I told him that I forgot to charge him for the box, and suddenly I realized that I have his number in the shipping details. So I called him, I explained everything to him that we forgot to charge you for the box, and he immediately sent us the charge amount via e-transfer in our account. So by this manage I manage my mistake to handle it. Through this blunder mistake, I learned to accept learning from mistakes, and in the same way handling the mistakes tactfully. Thank you. So the third question is, tell me something about yourself that is not explained within your resume or cover letter. So I want to say something about myself that is not explained in my resume or cover letter. As I'm an extrovert person, I admire making personal connections with people that I met, and I can easily adjust myself to the new environment. I value integrity and hard work as my core values, and I'm confident and dedicated to what I'm assigned for. uh, I'm empathetic in nature, that I cannot deny uh, people when they seek help from me. But I sometimes get overloaded with this stuff and get stressed over. I'm also a perfectionist in nature, which I expect 100% perfection from all, which makes me feel I'm a bit strict in nature, but which I'm not. What I feel sometimes is that I prioritize other people over myself, and uh, get stressed and overloaded with the things. Uh, and I feel that I should not do this thing. I should not prioritize other people over myself. I should prioritize myself rather than other people. I feel that. And this is the thing that I want to say to you. Thank you. So the fourth question is, tell me about a time you solved a problem in a creative way. It was the answer for this was it was when I worked in Gorkhapatra Corporation, the oldest newspaper of Nepal. I was assigned a network engineer at capital city of Nepal, which is head office of Gorkhapatra Corporation. So there were two provincial offices in the eastern part of Nepal, which is Biratnagar, and in the western part of Nepal, which is Kohalpur. So there were two provincial offices. One is in Biratnagar and one is in Kohalpur. So from Kohalpur to head office in Kathmandu, they used to transfer the files. They used to send documents, news, newspaper layout, PSD files, InDesign files, and Illustrator files, which are editable. They used to send through email email was the only communication between them to send the files. So what I did is I bought public IP in the branch offices, which is in Kohalpur and Viratnagar. These are the provincial offices. I bought public IP and I bought MikroTik router over there, and I uh, also bought MikroTik router in the head office. So we have all the public IP addresses. So I created a IPsec VPN, side to side VPN from branch office to head office. So I created one folder in the head office server. So I shared that server to the branch office, and they can easily copy paste their files in the folder, and head office can easily get access to those files. So it was a very creative way uh, to do this task, and everyone praised me for this task. They don't want to email uh, the files, they just want to copy paste to the head office folder. So from this, they never use an email to send the files. So this was, I think this is a very creative way, and everybody praises me for this initiation. And I loved this work. Thank you.